Welcome back for another edition of the Preps Plus Insiders. I'm Mike Finnerty, the Sure West Sports Show, and as always, joined by Joe Davidson, the Sacramento Bee. And Joe, we're going to start off with Hot Topic. We do this every week, and we're going to talk a little bit of baseball and a coaching move that was made recently.
Hank DeMello, longtime baseball coach at Roseville, an institution there, went to school there. His dad went to school there. I think his family pretty much founded the town. Was a section champion winner just 3 seasons ago and was fired by the principal and the Roseville Joint Union District. What's going on? We're still trying to find out exactly what was going on. Was Hank DeMello and Roseville practicing out of season? The section office took away one contact or one practice. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's typical, where the schools and the districts love to have the media coverage when things are going good. And then they'll have a public forum, but the media is not allowed. And they just prefer that the media just goes away and keep quiet. Well, this is a hot topic. And unless Roseville High School has some legitimate reasons that they should go public with, it's not a good move. And Hank DeMello, you know him better than I do, and he's devastated, he's upset. Doesn't say he's a perfect coach. We're not trying to defend or justify anything that might have gone on, but it's just when all that the school districts do is hide behind personnel issues, it's kind of murky. Better have a heck of a coach to replace him, and I can't imagine they're going to find anybody soon. Yeah, son
Toby graduated there, I think, in 2008. He has another son, Casey, who's a sophomore in the program. You feel for Hank, but you know, you hate to see a longtime coach within a program like this that's done so much. He's there at the fields all the time. He takes such pride in it. He is Roseville baseball. It's going to be sad to see him not on the fields for Roseville High this spring, but we'll see how it all unfolds. All right, let's switch over to football, and we're going to talk a little bit about a gentleman who had a big night Friday night against St. Mary's. His name is Dylan Cainrath, and what a performance by him, the running back, who's also a wrestler in the winter. 211 yards on 30 carries, 3 touchdowns. He was impressive.
Yeah, Del Oro is a running team over the years, and he fits right in that mold. He's also an example, Mike, of perseverance and paying your dues. He was a reserve last season, got time because of injury, and helped the team keep going. He was a reserve at the beginning of this season as a running back, takes over because of an injury, and he plays tough, he plays inspired, he's got a banged up shoulder, he's got a sore neck, sore knees. They call him Princess, the trainers do, in an affectionate way. This guy is one regal type of guy. So kudos to Dylan Cainrath. As an example of guys, you don't have to be the biggest recruit or even the fastest guy on your team, but you could be a player.
Yeah, he is definitely a player. Let's switch over to some soccer now. We're going to come back to football. We got to talk some soccer. Joe, Jesuit went to St. Louis and they took the championship in the Gateway Classic. They go there every year, and they went 3-0 for the weekend. Impressive. I saw them get a nice win over Folsom 4-1 a couple weeks ago. They got lots of talent on that team. We expect them to be back in Division I championship where they could be taking on Granite Bay. I saw Granite Bay last week, and back for them is Dominic Scotty, perhaps their best player, one of the best in the whole area. And then you got Capital Christian, which is rolling right along. They beat Granite Bay. They're not a Division I team, but soccer is good in this area, and it's still good.
Yeah, small schools and large. Yeah. You know, the large schools that you mentioned, Granite Bay, Jesuit, Davis is also a factor as well. But Capital Christian, small school with big wins this season already. It's terrific soccer. You've seen so much of it over the years, and you talk about Dominic Scotty of Granite Bay going to Wake Forest. Terrific coaches. Paul Rose is an institution at Jesuit, and Steve Fisher over at Granite Bay. Soccer is big time around here.
Yeah, and a player to watch for, by the way, I was really impressed with Granite Bay's Jeff Gabler, a terrific player there. And a team to watch for, Wood Creek. I mean, they led Granite Bay 1-0, and then until Granite Bay got 2 scores later on. But Wood Creek is very impressive. That was a battle for the Sierra Foothill League, and we'll see more of those teams as the year unfolds. Well, let's go back to football. We're going to preview some high school football games that take place this Friday, Joe, and one that you and I are so excited to see. You got Oak Ridge at Folsom, both undefeated, both Delta River League powers. Of course, Pleasant Grove is a power as well, but we'll see them later on. What do you make at this matchup?
Terrific quarterback play. Jake Browning, 30 touchdowns through 5 games, has been sacked just a couple of times, so terrific offensive line play for Folsom. Jake Browning always says it's the offensive line that's the key. And then up in El Dorado Hills, Ian Book, just a sophomore. We're going to talk about him for 2 more seasons after this. He makes all the throws. He's patient, doesn't force things. They have a good defense, the Trojans do. Josh Wellman's a good fullback. This is a great game. Good showdown. Last year, Oak Ridge rolled, or I'd say last year Oak Ridge got rolled what happens this year. So it'll be interesting. Another one of note is in the Delta Valley Conference. You got Big Grant, big, fast, ferocious, taking on defending DVC champion Franklin, which is much smaller but still fast.
Yeah, and you know, Franklin had a tough loss to Jesuit. We're going to start with them. A guy like on their team a lot, two-way player Joey Banks, linebacker, running back. They got Lamar Jackson, quarterback, and the sophomore, 6'2". They have the talent, but it's Grant that has the size.
And Jesuit's size really dominated Franklin, especially in the trenches. And Grant has these field tilting, shadow casting big dudes, including number 77, Darren Paulo, 6'6", 325 pounds, junior national recruit already. And then DeAndre Whittington Grays runs hard. I mean, he's a power runner. This is a great year for power runners, and he's probably the elite power runner.
Well, let's go to the Tri-County Conference and a showdown there. You've got 5-0 Yuba City playing host to 3-2 Intercom. These are probably your two powers in that league. Boy, you know what? We're not surprised by the start for Yuba City, that's for sure. But we know there's a lot of talent on Intercom. C.J. Spencer, the quarterback there, leads the way for them. How do you see this game shaping up?
Well, a year ago, Yuba City prevailed to win the league, its first league championship since 1987, and it also ended the 5-year stranglehold on that league for Intercom. Intercom's still the fastest team in the league. Intercom's played a tougher schedule, having lost to Rockland and to Pleasant Grove. But Yuba City's at home and on a roll. 5-0 is 5-0. So I favor the home team.
Absolutely. How about in the Sierra Foothill League? You've got Granite Bay at Roseville. Roseville is on a roll for a while. Granite Bay's been on a roll since their loss to Folsom. That you would think going in should be a Granite Bay win to keep things going there. And then another big matchup in the Pioneer Valley League. How about undefeated Colfax 5-0 at undefeated 5-0 Bear River?
I think it's terrific. And that's a smaller school league that also includes Center, defending champion Placer, and Lincoln. And you know, Michael Wilson is the quarterback for Colfax, off to a great start. 6 touchdowns the other night, tying a school record, and Bear River has got 2 terrific longtime coaches, Scott Savoy and Terry Logue, one of my favorites.
Yeah, and don't forget about Center at Lincoln. That's another big Pioneer Valley League game. It's a must-see. We really like Center, and then we were impressed by Lincoln's win over Oakmont, their second half comeback. Well, Joe, that pretty much does it for this week. Remember to check out the Sure West Sports Show every Tuesday at 4:30 on Comcast Sportsnet California. It also re-airs on Wednesdays and Thursdays. And you and I do a little radio show on ESPN every Saturday.
Live, 9 to 10 a.m. on ESPN 1320, but linked later, podcast form, ESPN1320.net. And we don't even need makeup when we do radio. We probably should anyways. But, and we're in the Sacramento Bee print version every day, online, sacbee.com, each and every day, video, print, every form.
Every form, everywhere. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.